I'm Norma Jean Shaw with the Royal Examiner, and we're welcoming into the studio today Jamie Spiker. You are the Chief Deputy Treasurer with Warren County. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you are going to be having a transitional role coming up pretty soon. Wanda Bryant, the Treasurer of Warren County, is stepping down after a really long reign. She's decided to tip her hat and put her hat away and retire. And so you'll be stepping up pretty soon. July 1st, I guess, you'll be the Interim Treasurer for Warren County.
Yes, ma'am.
You excited about that?
I am.
Yeah?
I'm very excited. I love my job.
Well, I know that you're the FOIA officer for the county, and I have to say, if you run the office as efficiently as you are the FOIA officer and provide Freedom of Information Act request information for me, then I think the county will be in really good hands.
Well, great. Thank you. I try to treat people the type of service that I want to be treated. When I ask for anything or go anywhere, I try to treat them as I expect to be treated.
That's a pretty good policy. I bet you have a lot of satisfied customers. When you work in an office where you have to collect taxpayers' money, of course that's one of your jobs, that's probably pretty hard to achieve, is having people leave your office with a smile on their face sometimes.
Definitely. Nobody wants to pay bills.
No.
But a lot of times I have people leave that come in upset, leave with a smile, that at least had a good experience while they were there.
That's really important because we're a community. We all, try to take care of things together, and we all have bills to pay as a community.
Yes.
So you will be the interim treasurer, but you have decided to throw your hat into the ring to run for treasurer of Warren County?
Yes, ma'am. November 5th.
November 5th. That is the day.
That's the day.
Let's talk about that a little bit. How did you come to that decision?
We actually discussed it as an office when Wanda decided that she was going to step down. And I kind of knew right away. And we discussed the options if anybody else was interested, because we're all very respectful towards each other. And all the girls were in total support with me running. So there was no debate there.
Okay, and you do all work together. It's kind of like a little family in there.
It is. It's a wide open area, and we're with each other every day, all day, but we work well together.
Mm-hmm. So there's got to be a bowl or two of chocolate in there that everybody gets into every now and then?
Definitely.
Now, this isn't a new position for you. You started there a number of years ago, and you've kind of worked your way up through the system?
Yes. In 2006, I started as a Deputy 1, and I was there for quite a while until I know I took over here at 2017, and I became a Deputy 3. I don't want to quote myself wrong, but it was about a year or two before that.
Okay. I think a lot of people really don't have a kind of a clue of what a treasurer does, other than they handle money. But you have a lot of responsibilities in that office, and you have a number of things in which you're responsible to the public, and also taking care of the bills of the county, taking money in and also sending money back out, correct?
Correct.
Everything flows through your office?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
So we don't collect just taxes. We collect fishing license, hunting license, parking tickets just for the county. We collect for the building and zoning. But all of the checks come through our office. So we have to keep track of every single check that comes through or goes out of the county. Social services, finance, schools, everything comes through our department.
Okay. And I know that when we get the agenda for the county meeting, the board of supervisors, there's a huge packet and a list of where the checks are, and of course that's all public information. People right now are saying, where does the money go? Well, they wrote a check for for phone service, for books for the county attorney, and those types of things. It's really pretty interesting and fascinating to see where the money goes, because you have to pay the quote-unquote household bills just like everybody else does.
Correct.
You have to keep the lights on and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty fascinating snapshot of the community to see where those checks go.
Yes.
and I can't even imagine having to balance a checkbook of that nature. It's kind of hard, the one in my pocketbook that I carry, but wow. But that's a pretty big responsibility.
Yeah, I like numbers.
You'd have to, wouldn't you?
I think so, for sure.
Yeah. A treasurer is, it's an office that there's a lot expected of you. I mean, you have to be able to keep track of taxpayers who don't pay. I mean, there are procedures in place for that.
Yes. And then that's easily to pull to see who is delinquent, and then, of course, the process of starting to go after that.
Okay. Let's talk about that a little bit,
Sure.
because I know that there are just some people who say, you know what, I don't want to pay my taxes and I'm not going to. But there are some people who really do live hand to mouth, check to check. Somebody loses a job. More and more, insurance is so darned expensive. If somebody has a catastrophic illness, a lot of times people wind up losing their homes or nearly losing their homes. What would happen in a situation like that if, let's say, John Doe came in and he said, you know, my wife has had cancer, she can't work, you know, we don't have her income, and we just can't pay the taxes right now. Is there a way to work out a tax plan or something?
Yes, we are very willing to work out a payment plan. There is options with real estate to get relief if only one of you is getting an income while the other one is sick. And with the personal property taxes, you don't really get much of relief since that's considered a luxury to have a vehicle that you have. But we try to work with people, and every situation is different. And the law does allow us a little bit of leeway when people are sick.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Okay. And that's good to know. So the real message is don't just hide in the sand and throw the bill in the trash.
Correct. We want people to come in and talk to us, because a lot of people don't know that. Just like you can always pay monthly on your own ahead of time. So it's not a big wham at the end of the year or at vacation time. It doesn't hurt as bad.
Okay. Speaking of hurting, you know what I'm about to ask. The new tax rate that came up, and of course the adjusted date for payment. We've gotten a lot of questions. People stop us on the street and say, explain that to me. What is that situation about? Let's pretend that I just landed on this planet and I don't know anything about Warren County taxes and that new tax rate. Can you lay that out for us so that a third grader could understand?
I'll try.
Please.
Okay, so the assessments for the real estate happened. They were done in 2018 for effect of 2019 taxes, and we collect in the calendar year. So your first half is from January 1 till June 30th, excuse me, and then your second half is from July 1st through December 31st. And the tax rate is set usually in April, but this year it was in May. It was delayed a little bit. And that tax rate is for the year that you're in. So it goes into effect for the calendar year tax bill.
Okay. So, are there things that surprise you about this job, or is there anything that we would be surprised about? I mean, is there something that makes you go, wow, after 13 years,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not right off the top of my head. I mean, an aspect of paying taxes, per se, maybe people that are very delinquent will come in and demand that we help them by waiving fees, and where you have someone that's living paycheck to paycheck that finds a way to pay the bills. So it makes it tough, just like with collections. Nobody wants to be aggressive and take your paycheck or take money out of your savings account, but it's not fair to everybody else that is paying their bills. And it's not personal, but some people do feel that they take it personally.
Yeah. That's probably a message across the board for everybody. It's not personal, but, you know, there are services that need to be paid for. You certainly want the police officer to come to your door when the call is made, or the
Correct.
fire department, the ambulance. Those services need to be paid for. And we like driving on streets that are as smooth as we can make them. Potholes cost money.
Yes.
Yeah. And how about the training that's involved for your type of position? I imagine the state has laws that get updated every year. They pretty much you don't have leeway, in other words, in the
Correct.
things that happen. I mean, you have a little bit of leeway as far as working on payment plans, but you're dictated to about your job, are you not?
Yes, and they on a regular basis, if there's any changes in any of the codes, we are notified by email, and then we actually get a paper copy to put in our code book in the office.
So you have to follow the law. There's no skirting around that. But you have a staff of how many people in your office, Jamie?
Including Wanda and I. There's 7 of us.
7. And there's not much of a turnover rate there from what I understand. I mean, you pretty much have people who get their jobs, they like it there, so they stay, and they kind of work up. And
Yeah, the last few people that have left have retired, and one, it just didn't work out. But other than that, when they get in there, we stay.
yeah. Well,
It's a good job.
It seems like a friendly group of people, and I wouldn't last there 2 days because Numbers and I don't get along too well, but I'm a word kind of person. But I have to say that every time I've been there, sometimes when I lived in the county, it was for, to pay a bill or to get a dog license. That's one of the things you didn't mention. But
Thank you.
You have to have those.
Yes.
But I have to say that that everyone there has always been friendly and helpful, and that goes a long way when someone comes in and they're frustrated about having to pay taxes or whatever. So I think folks appreciate that. Is there anything that you would like to pass on to constituents or to residents who have to come in the office to do business? Is there any way that they can expedite the business they have there when they come in, or anything you'd like to pass on?
Just that that communication is a big key. We're always there to answer questions. We don't mind how long it takes. If we have to print out a lot of things or go over things several times for them to understand, we're available. We're there for them. We work for the citizens.
That's really nice to hear, because a lot of people don't feel that way these days. And you have a website that's available for maybe folks who want to get on and check out some information before they come in, or maybe they can just take care of things online?
Yes, we have, our website is warrencountyva.net, and that's for the whole entire county. And they can click on departments and then treasurer, and they can find out information about taxes and how to pay. The Commissioner of Revenue side shows how they're calculated. There's lots of information there. And it will link it to us. If they have any questions, they can email us or call us.
And I have to say, having reached out to you because you're the Freedom of Information Act officer for your department, you're very accessible. I send you an email and you get right back to me, even if you say it's going to take a while to get the information, but I'll get right back to you. I have to say you are probably one of the most accountable people for that. I know that I'm going to hear back from you. So I don't live in the county any longer, but if I did, I would probably be voting for you. Well, no, I would definitely be voting for you. But again, you will be running as treasurer for Warren County, and you have 13 years of service.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you would like to say to your potential voters?
That I love my job, and I said that a while ago, but I want to do the best service that I can for every citizen in Warren County, and I'll be there. I'll be at work every day, and I'll do the best job that I can.
All right. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. Congratulations on your new interim position, which will be coming up. You're welcome. In a couple of weeks, I guess about 3 weeks, July 1st, when your new fiscal year begins.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that'll be an exciting day for you for
be.
a couple of reasons. So, well, thanks so much for coming in, and hope to see you again soon. And perhaps we'll have you back in after the election to see where things landed there.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Well, that'll wrap this up. I'm Norma Jean Shaw for the World Examiner.